In this video, I'm going to be breaking down if you can really get rich by investing in Section 8 rental properties. There's a lot of hype about Section 8 on the internet, but in this video, I'm going to break down the actual math from somebody who's been investing in real estate for the last 10 years. And I have been investing in Section 8 rental properties for the last 10 years, and now I buy Section 8 multifamily apartment buildings, 20 to 100 unit buildings that rent out mainly to Section 8 or subsidized tenants. So with that being said, let me go to the iPad and start breaking down the numbers for you. There are really two ways to invest in Section 8 rental properties and Section 8 real estate. One, you have what's called residential. Okay, and then number two, you have commercial. Okay, a residential property is going to be something that is 1 to 4 units. A commercial property is going to be 5 plus. All right, very different. A lot of people are talking about this one over here. They're talking about residential real estate. Most people are not talking about getting into commercial real estate. And the reason why is because they have products to sell you. And it's really, really tough to get somebody to have enough money in order to invest in commercial real estate and commercial properties. Commercial properties, I recommend having $500K plus dollars. Residential, you only need $20K. A lot of people online, a lot of gurus online are going to say you only need 15 or 20,000 bucks. That's okay, but you're going to get a house in a very, very rough neighborhood. I prefer to buy stuff in B and C class neighborhoods and just get like kind of workforce housing. All right. Now, these are the two differences, the two kind of ways you want to go. So if you have over 500K kind of plus, you can start looking at commercial. This really, the minimum is 5K. The minimum is 5 units, but really you want to get to 20 to 100 units. That's where the math starts making sense, and that's what I buy with my company, Red Brick Equity. Residential, 1 to 4 units. I've done thousands and thousands of single-family homes. Either I've been part of them or showed other people how to get into these deals. You're going to need around 20,000 bucks to get into it. Okay. Now let's talk about ROI for both of these things. Residential, single-family home rental properties, you can expect to make around $200 to $500 per door. The problem is you only typically have 1 or 2 doors. It's really tough to find a triplex or a fourplex, all that kind of stuff, right? So you're really going to be looking at stuff that is going to be 1 to 4 units, or 1 to 2 units, and $200 to $500 per door. So that means a single family house might cash flow just like $200 to $300, $200 to $400, right? A lot of people are saying you can buy these single family home rentals and make $1,000 a month. Good luck. They don't exist. It's not possible. You should be running your numbers based on you buying Section 8 rentals and making $200 to $300 because that is reality. Commercial properties, you're going to make $100 to $300 a door. Okay? And if you want to learn about see more of that, more case studies, click the link down below, top of the description. Okay? There's going to be a link to my multifamily Red Brick Equity company where we buy multifamily apartment buildings just like this that you can go out there and try to invest with us to essentially buy these large apartment buildings. Okay? So these are the two differences. So to answer the question of can you actually get rich with investing in Section 8 housing, you can get rich. My question to you would be, how much cash do you have, right? Because even if you wanted to do the BRRRR strategy, which I just posted a video a little bit ago about that, right? If you want to get into real estate and Section 8 rentals and you want to do the BRRRR strategy, you can kind of scale up your entire portfolio. But it really depends how much money you have and what does rich mean to you. So let's go through these two different scenarios. Let's say that somebody had, you wanted to buy. Let's do a little bit of a scenario now, breakdown here, okay? So let's say your goal was to make like $100,000 a month, right? That's your goal, right? And we have 2 ways to do it, right? We have residential and we have commercial, okay? To make $100,000 a month, how many units would we need, right? If we're gonna do a residential property, we would need $100,000 divided by $200 per door is 500 units. 500 SFRs. 500 single-family homes, okay? It's insane. You would need a ton of single-family homes to get to that goal of $100,000 a month free cash flow. Commercial properties now, you would need 100,000. Let's do it divided by 150 per door is 666 units. That's not too bad. Like if we buy buildings that are 60 units each, like that's $10 10 buildings. My team and I, in the last 12 months, have bought 6 buildings. Well, we've closed on 2, have a couple more in the contract, but we have actually closed on 3, have another 3 under contract. So we've closed 6 buildings, right? We only got 4 more to go to get to $100,000 a month in free cash flow, right? It's not that difficult if you start looking at commercial. Commercial, you have better financing. The obvious issue with commercial is that you need way more cash to get into it, but you can invest with people like me who go out there and buy the building, find the building, and you can just invest passively, okay? And that would be called a private equity fund. Okay, so you can actually invest alongside me. Sorry, that was hidden. You can actually invest with me and invest in my apartment buildings that already are Section 8. Or we're putting Section 8 tenants in place. Again, link down below, top of the description. You can go there and invest in these deals with as little as $25K. Aha, interesting. So now you can start getting closer to this passive income goal of $100,000 a month. Let's just call that person rich, right? You're going to have to go and buy 500 single family homes. Personally, like just from my experience, I have bought hundreds and hundreds of homes, over 650 single family home rentals. At one point I had a portfolio of 250. At that point I had a team of 20 people, 20 full-time employees to manage 500 single families. Right now we own about 100 units of apartments, 80 units of apartments, and it's 3 of us. And we're all partners, and yes, it takes work to actively manage it, but like it's crazy. We can totally scale up this business versus scaling up a single family home rental property portfolio, okay? So you can get rich in real estate. You can get rich by owning Section 8 rental properties. It's just like which one is going to be more of a headache. And I think a lot of people online too like to say that, well, you can't really have that many Section 8 tenants in a commercial property. I beg to differ. We work with a property management company that manages 5,000 doors. 80% of those tenants are Section 8 tenants or subsidized tenants. They're fine. Their eviction rates are less than 1%. 80% of the rent roll is completely guaranteed by the government. Chicago Housing Authority alone has, I think, 300,000 subsidized tenants, and that's just one program. Then there's plenty of other programs. 300,000 families getting guaranteed rents every single month, okay? And, it's not just people that are, like the people who get into these programs too. A lot of people, they don't have jobs. They just stay at home all day and create chaos. It's like not the case. We've walked tons of these properties. These people are well organized. They do have jobs. They just are lower income. So they do go to work every single day. They do commute to work. They do take the train, the bus, all that kind of stuff to work. And they're out of the property for the whole entire day, right? If somebody is a really, really bad tenant, you're going to want to get them out no matter what. Market rate tenant or a subsidized tenant. You want to get those people out of your property. And we haven't seen that happen with the Section 8 rental properties because they don't want to lose their voucher. So they are very, very well treating of the property and know that it is great that they won the lottery essentially in order to get this house. I say lottery because you actually have to apply for a lottery in order to typically get a Section 8 voucher. So 1, can you get rich with real estate? Yes. 2, can you get rich with investing in Section 8 rentals? Yes, you can. How? 2 ways, residential and commercial. Which way would I recommend? Commercial. If you're just starting off, if you're not accredited, if you don't have $25,000 or you don't have $500,000 or $100,000, my recommendation would be start with the residential, start buying homes on your own. If you want to see some inventory for this, I would go to martelturnkey.com. Link is down below in the description. If you want to do something more like this and invest with me and you are an accredited investor, if you don't know what that means, it's okay. Click the link down below, top of the description. Here, you want to go to Red Brick Equity. Okay, go to Red Brick Equity down below, top of the description will be that one. These are the 2 paths that I kind of see for you, depending on if you're accredited or not, how much cash you have, your real estate experience, how active you want to be. This is kind of like my recommendations for somebody that's looking to get into the Section 8 real estate game. So thanks for staying until the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And here is a video recommendation for you to watch next. See you on the next one.